Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name. Welcome to another Expedition 33 video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to deal 9,999 damage to Mr. One Puncho over here. But we're in this menu for two reasons. One, to show you that I'm on Expert. That way, that's not the real reason, but I am on Expert. The real reason is because there is likely to be spoilers if you have not completed Act 1. In terms of the character we will be using. So if you don't want to know any party members that may or may not join the party, will because I'm using them. This is not going to be the video for you. If you can come back here, if you haven't completed this if you've completed Act 1 and you haven't done this yet, this will make sure you can do it super easily without needing to go any further. Also, I think you could do this pre-Act 1 finishing. But for reasons I'm not going to talk about that I can't show that to you. But basically, just to summarize that, if you use roulette is you get it from the casino guy, tell him you like gambling. Basically, it gives you a chance to do up to 200% damage on an attack, and that should allow you to cheese it out. You might just need to do it a couple times with all the setup, but I'm going to get into very specifically how I do it. But spoiler warning is over in 3, 2, 1. Spoilers on, potentially. I'm not going to address them specifically, but let's just talk about it. So we're using Verso here. Verso, I am using the Goltaram. I don't know how to say it. This isn't specific to this build. It just happens to be my highest weapon. I would actually say the Abyssarim would probably be the best here if you have it up to level 10, because you get 50% increased damage on rank D, and you get 50% increased base attack damage. So you can get like 200% bonus damage just from this, and you throw a roulette on, boom, you're going to be solid. But we're just using something with higher attack damage. This enemy didn't appear to have a weakness from what I saw. And as far as the Pictos, these actually do not matter. The Pictos will not increase your damage in this output. They only do health, defense, speed, and critical rate. None of those increase your damage, because the speed won't increase your damage. The critical rate, we have 100% critical rate already. So these do not matter. Just pick your favorite, whatever, doesn't matter. So as far as the skills itself, I'm going to highly recommend you actually go do the Hidden Arena, which if we look at the map, in case you haven't found it, this is the Gestral Village, and right to the west of it is the Hidden Arena. There is 4 fights here. I highly recommend you do these and you learn the Pictos that they provide for you, because those are going to be all things that buff when you're fighting solo. And even though you can bring multiple teammates into this fight, because you're only doing 1 hit, it doesn't really matter. So if we go to active, you can see here what we're using, right? It's going to be everything called Last Stand. So gain powerful while fighting alone. Gain rush when fighting alone. This one's not important, but it is good for other solo fights. 100% crit chance while fighting alone, and then finally you get 50% more damage while fighting alone. So you do those 4 fights, and I showed you me completing that fight in another video. If you need, it wasn't a guide about that fight, but it was a build that I used to beat the last fight. Or I don't know if I beat the last fight in the video, but I have. Point is, you get these 4 equipped. Then after that, right at the end of Act 1, I believe at the start of Act 2, I got At Death's Door, 50% more damage if HP is below 10%. Super good. Augmented First Strike, 50% increased damage on the first hit once per battle. And then also First Offensive. First hit, dealt, and taken both deal 50% more damage. And so as far as the rest, like this is just equipment that doesn't really do anything. This is really what we're doing on, right? You're getting the Last Stands, the Solo Fighter, the First Offense, the Augmented First Strike, and At Death's Door. Now, how are we actually going to trigger this so we make sure that we're doing it? Well, that is where he has a very good skill early on you can get called Overload. Increases your rank to rank A, so that means you don't need to do any fighting to actually get to rank A, so you're going to get a pretty big damage boost anyway. It refills all your AP, so you go straight up to 9, and then it sets your HP to 1, which is a positive in the situation here where you're going to get 50% more damage. So very good there. Overloaded is going to be what you want to use early on. And it is also why I'm using 2 energizing starts. You don't need to. You could just use an item to get your energy. But I'm just doing it for the sake of the video here. So as for the other skills here, this is something that's super important to notice. The reason why we don't care about speed for something like Speed Burst, high single target damage, damage is increased by speed. This does 5 hits. You need to do not one attack. You need to do 1 hit. So a lot of your things aren't going to work here, which is why I think having Gustav in Act 1 would actually make it easier. If you have Roulette and you have his Overwhelm that does 1 big hit, you could probably get this done quite a bit easier. But you still have the option of, when you come up here, to use Perfect Break is a great one that he can get also relatively early in his skill tree. Very high single target light damage. It does 1 hit and it can break. At rank B, it costs 5. We don't really care. We're going to go up to 9, and we'll be at rank A, so whatever, I guess, synergy. And that's basically it. You can see I have all my points in agility. You could put all your points into might instead and spend a reroll, basically, if you want, because, you know, you get the ability to respec pretty. I have like 12 more, I think, and I don't really use them that much. But you can go ahead and just put all your points into might, because that will give you more damage than a B scaling weapon. Maybe not than an S scaling weapon. I haven't gotten that far yet, but all right, let me show you. All right, so here is one Puncho. You got to deal 9,999 damage to him in 1 hit. We are here with our 1 character. We get powerful, we get rush, and we have 6 energy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use overload to get ourselves to 1 HP, rank A, and full AP. All 3 are positive effects in this situation. And then there we go. It's just as simple as using the Perfect Break. Now again, there are lots of ways you can get this done, but I think that this was so easy to do it this way. However, again, if you have Gustav, you could do your Overwhelm. You could also level up a basic attack weapon with Verso, where you do an insane amount of basic attack damage, right? 50% in rank D, and then you combine that. That'll probably get you there as well. So, what's your reward for doing this? For doing 9,999 damage? For being the champion? From his personal collection, you get a sack. You get a sack here. So you come over here, you go to the wardrobe, and you put on your sack, and now there you are. You are a sack man. Yeah, that's what you get. So that is how I did 9,999 damage. Let me know if you have other builds. I'm kind of interested in knowing what you guys do. Remember, you got to do it in a single hit, and I actually think Gustav would make this easier, but here we are. Anyway, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!
On the rise, watch the views go up. Content king, never down, always showing up. Hit